Hello and welcome back to another edition of Jonesin for Wins. My name is Craig Havens. I'm here with Jonathan Almanzar. Today we're going to discuss the Cowboys' victory when traveling into Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Vikings in a 40-3 victory. Jonathan and I are here to talk about the game. We're going to talk about, we're going to award the glory hole at some point. We're going to talk about the game, talk about what went well, and we're going to start it off with you, Jonathan. What'd you think? What was your initial thoughts of this game?
My initial thought was either Jerry Jones or Fox or CBS or somebody slipped Tony Romo a note and said, "Stop trashing Dak." Because from the very first throw of the game, he's like,
"This is what you got out of that game."
That was a perfect ball. He threw that perfectly. And I was sitting there thinking, it looks exactly like every time he throws the ball. And before you're saying it's wobbly, now it's perfect. I know somebody mentioned something to him, slipped him something about that. That was the first thing. Go ahead.
Do you mind if I cut in for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. I'm telling you, we are more popular than our stats show. It shows 100 viewers, whatever. It's not. These guys are watching us in secret. It's like they send out a scouting crew, or maybe they all get together and only get one view in there. But like every time we put somebody or threaten to put anybody in the glory hole, we put Dak in last week. Totally different Dak. We've put Tony Romo in there. Last week, you said that you wanted to put Micah Parsons in there because, it's time he started playing. These guys are watching this, and they're paying full attention to us. They know. Yeah. They are afraid of and they should be afraid of fear the glory hole. That's what we should have called this whole podcast is fear the glory hole.
Thank you for reminding me to take that point for what I said about Parsons. Because I knew that there was something I had said, so I'm going to go ahead and start off right away. No, because that was big. That was a big call that I made. Like, he's got to start playing better, and then boom, turn around, he did. But also, what is going on with Romo's head?
I love how you just fly right by these things. You just you give yourself a point. You don't even wait for a rebuttal. You don't wait for anything. But go ahead. What's going on in whose head?
What's going on with Romo's head? The top of it, like he's got so much hair. Like I was like,
it's
what in the?
Who was it that did that? Yeah, all of a sudden it's dark too.
It's like Jason Witten did that.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, maybe they went to the same place.
I think he just gave him his wig at his birthday party, and Tony Romo then was like, "Can we dye this? Can we dye a wig?" And
his wife's like,
"Sure, we can dye." Yeah. That's what they did. They dyed it darker and put it on. It was so weird. And why were they both wearing Minnesota Vikings colors? That made me mad right from the start.
I saw the jackets. They were weird. I thought it was odd.
What about when Romo goes, "I'm not a Cowboy fan. I'm a fan of all teams."
Yes. He was like this or something like that on the big screen. Yeah, I just want him to know I'm a fan of everybody. Not just you played for the Cowboys your entire career. I'm sorry. People get so mad about a commentator who has been I love when these guys like Fox was doing it. Maybe it wasn't Fox. I don't remember who it was. They had some of the players, as commentators before one of the games, and they were talking. They're like, "Oh, we're all calling home fans." Like, yeah, of course they are. They made all their money. They made themselves popular. They did everything with that team. Of course, how can you not be a fan? But
can you imagine Michael Irvin saying that?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a fan of Cowboys. I'm a fan of all football. Yeah, no way.
Right.
But as far as the game went, like it's exactly the Vikings are who I thought they were. I thought that they were fake.
Right.
But they're exactly who I thought they were. The Cowboys are who I hoped they could be. And it was just a complete and total domination. Like I feel like everything the Cowboys did, they did well. Even kicking 2 60-yard field goals back to back. And how terrible of a call was that by that official? How in the world could you stop? The Cowboys called a timeout to give him all the time in the world to check up. And then he's like, "Oh, you know what? I forgot to check."
Right. I'm with you 100% because it's not like it's a 32-yard field goal. It's like it's a 60-yard field goal. And he's the only one. He's the only kicker to kick 2 over 60. Is that true?
I don't know. I feel like Jason Elam did that.
I feel like he had to do it like 100 times. Like, I don't know.
I feel like that half-footed kicker
and
had to
Morton,
right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them, yeah. Like, there's so many good kickers out there. I can't believe that's it, but whatever.
How, how do you think that happened though? Do you think like it was like they radio back up and they're like, that catch was good, right? And the guy's like, oh, I didn't even look. Oh yeah, let me
but
see.
but wait,
Stop
who
the
does
play,
it?
stop the
Doesn't New
play.
York do that? Like,
Yes.
I mean, like how? Yeah, that was absolutely pathetic. We're all lined up. Oh wait, hold on, wait. I mean, did they even blow the whistle before the snap and the
No,
kick?
no.
Like they just
They did.
decided, hold on, wait a minute.
We're a little behind, but I'm the boss, so I have the whistle.
Yeah, I mean, it makes
What
sense.
What'd you think?
I was annoyed. I was livid. Like
No, about the whole game.
oh, so actually, I was really excited about the game. I told you before I thought it would be close.
Yeah, I'm taking a
I
point away from you, by the way, for that.
that
You
I would expect nothing less.
and John Pollard. I'm pulling a point away from that dude too, who's like the Vikings are going to win, so that guy's out as well.
Oh,
So
our
both of
commenter,
you.
one of our commenters, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they were on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
So he's -1, and I'm what?
2.5.
Oh wait, where did I get an
Yeah,
extra
you
quote?
got to. Well, that's coming up in a little bit, so you'll.
Oh, okay. So, but no, I felt like everything was going well. Like, I mean, we had a fumble, a brief fumble, but other than that, really, there was really nothing to complain about in this game. 40-3. It was everybody executed. 7 sacks. I mean, Dak Prescott went 22 of 25 for 276 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Tony Pollard, 15 for 80 yards rushing, 6 for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns receiving. Hey, should he be our number one receiver now? I like we're searching for one. maybe
No kidding.
maybe we just put him in there. Lamb, I mean, 5 for 45. By the way, not one drop by Lamb. Caught every target.
I know.
Brown,
Believe
you're
me, I was watching.
oh, you did see the game. I didn't know if it got cut off on you like it did on half of America. 2 for 42 for Lamb or for Brown. Gallup had 3 for 22, and so on and so forth. There was a lot of guys catching. Even that Malik Davis, he rushed 7 rushes. He caught a couple balls. He got Dak in on receiving. Dak went 15 for 42. By the way, back to this whole Pollard is the guy to keep, and we need to keep Pollard, which you and I were arguing at the beginning of the season, but realized that you were wrong, and we should actually have both of them, which I should receive
Correct.
a point for. But right, I get the point.
No, I get a point for changing my mind.
Oh,
Like that should be rewarded. Like having the
ability to know
not
when you're
just being
wrong.
so prideful. Right. Not being so prideful that I'm sticking to the Minnesota Vikings are really good no matter what. Blah 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 blah. But I have the willingness to change my mind, just like I have on Justin Fields, I have on Pollard and Zeke. So when it comes time for me to start awarding points later on, I'm gonna probably just heads up. There may be some points awarded my way for things like
Wow,
this.
that
But
would
go
be a
ahead.
shock if you gave yourself because it totally makes sense. All right. Anyways, back to the point about Pollard and Zeke.
Yes.
We watched as Pollard tried to rush it in, which you know what, I was happy they gave him the attempts, but who put it in? Zeke did.
Zeke.
It just comes down to you got one Corvette and you've got one tank. I mean, you use them
You
both.
think he's a tank?
I don't know if it's tank. No, tank is Lawrence. Maybe we
I
should
think
put
he's a
tank in.
tractor.
All right,
I think
tractor.
he's a
I like that. We'll go with John
Yeah.
Deere. We'll call him John Deere
Yeah.
from now on.
Okay.
So we got one John Deere and one Corvette. Fair?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, defense, 7 sacks. I wish we could have gotten an interception, a pick, or I think we had one. We had one turnover. That was the fumble first drive by Minnesota. It would have been nice to see some more turnovers, but I mean, what are you going to do? At 40-3, I guess we're kind of. You know what I like?
It's hard to throw interceptions though when you're constantly kissing the turf like Cousins was.
That's true.
It's really hard to throw interceptions.
You know what I really liked that
What's that?
finally happened is we didn't take our foot off the gas on either side. We didn't stop playing defense. We didn't stop playing offense. We kept going. We kept scoring. We kept trying. It wasn't like we made adjustments at halftime. Okay, we're ahead, and so many teams do it where they're ahead, Like, all right, now let's
This
just
team does it.
maintain our lead. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so.
Yeah.
But a lot of teams do, and I'm happy that for a change, we decided we are going to keep our foot on the gas. We're going to continue doing what's working instead of making halftime adjustments to maintain our lead, which is what I think we did in Green Bay. We're
Yes,
ahead by two
I agree.
touchdowns. Let's adjust so that we don't lose that lead. Let's
Yep.
you know what's working? What we're doing. So
Yeah.
maybe at this point we continue doing what we're doing. We have some things that we might tweak a little bit because there are always things that you have to fix, but let's not switch over to running so that we're just taking time off the clock. Let's just continue playing the game the way we're doing, the way it's working. So
So
that's my take.
in basketball, a lot of times, you know how there's the stall in
Yeah.
basketball where
Yep.
you just pass the ball around and everything. I've been told my entire life of playing basketball, watching basketball, the better team should never stall. If they're ahead, the better team needs to keep playing. The worst team, if you have the lead and you're not as good of a team, that's
Right.
when you stall.
Exactly.
And I could see that
that's a good point.
in the Cowboys. But we've been the better team both weeks. And finally, and this week we realized, okay, let's not stall. Let's just keep playing. We're the better team. Let's just keep playing.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Yeah, that makes the
Yeah.
most sense to me. I mean, Maher, 4 for 4, but we did. We had a really solid game on it.
Is he a legit top flight kicker right now?
It's crazy, right? I mean,
last year he showed no emotion. When he would miss, he would just be like,
he's hardly missed this year.
But even when he makes it, he's like,
yeah,
like he's so pumped up and stuff. Like I'm happy for him.
Yeah, you might adopt him.
No, I might waterboard him, but I'm not going to adopt him.
Nice. Well, I mean, we do need to keep that option open. He should be able to, where he's sitting right now, he should be able to see the waterboarding station.
I'm wondering if that had some impact on his.
Oh, absolutely.
On his season, because he was like, "Do you think they would really waterboard me?"
Absolutely, we would. Yeah, that's the rule.
He's small enough, like you and I could do it.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. Okay.
No, if he makes a mistake, he hasn't. Right now, he's doing well.
Yeah, and so do you think he's a top 5 kicker in the NFL right now?
I do, absolutely. Listen, I mean, you kick a 60-yard field goal that got taken away in a stupid manner. You turn around and you kick that 60-yarder better than the first one. Yeah, I'd say that would. I mean, that alone is, I gotta believe, tough to do. There's a lot. I'm saying yes. Short answer, yes, he is. No explanation.
Do you think, another quick question? Do you think Tony Pollard's a top 5 running back?
Yeah, I would. You know what is crazy to me is there aren't a lot of teams that should be running that are running. I don't know why. Like, there are teams with young quarterbacks. The Steelers don't run enough.
What? Nothing. I thought you were going to talk about Young Wei Koo or something for a minute.
No. Teams with young quarterbacks they're not all running the ball. The Steelers, for example. Yeah. And teams that should be aren't running.
So you think Tony Pollard's a top 5 running back?
Yeah. Yep. In today's NFL right now, yes, I would. You?
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of too many. Like, Saquon's obviously better than he is.
Right. Yep.
There's a few that are better, but yeah, he's probably right on the cusp. If he's either top 5 or like 6, 7. So yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of running, would you say Minnesota kind of gave up on running? Did you expect more running from Minnesota? I get they were behind, but
I think so. I think
that's good.
I think they like to throw the ball, and I think that they have a good running back. I guess Dalvin Cook's good. Everybody says he's good. Everybody tries to pretend he's really good. I think he's okay. I don't really look at Minnesota as a running team, so I don't really know why they would have continued to run when it was working okay. But I think they knew right away, we're not stopping the Cowboys offensively. Our defense is not going to stop the Cowboys. So why are we going to try to run the ball? We're going to have to score and score a lot. But I think one of the most amazing stats I heard during that game was when they said that Trayvon Diggs had only had 7 passes completed against him this season.
Yeah.
And he completely shut down Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
I mean, completely shut him down. That's 2 games in a row that he's owned Justin Jefferson. And did you okay, so you saw Justin Jefferson's gross bling in his mouth?
Yep.
And his giant fat chain?
Yep.
Did you notice that Trayvon Diggs was wearing a chain that was very, very, very similar to Justin Jefferson's chain? They both had like these rainbow looking things inside there. I thought that was interesting.
Hey, what are these things on the necks that they're wearing now? Like,
so those are Q collars, and they allegedly prevent concussions by, this is insane, by applying a little pressure on the neck, which causes the head to fill with blood, so the brain doesn't have as much room to slosh around in.
Huh.
Isn't that insane?
I don't know that I'd want that much. I mean, I guess if it works,
it's working for Pollard.
Yeah. I mean,
he's their spokesman.
Is he really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. I'm curious. Now I gotta look that up.
I've never even heard that guy spoke. Have you?
No. Hold on 1 second. I wanted to take a look at their rushing. Yeah, Dalvin Cook, 11 carries, 72 yards. Would you have known he had 72 yards? If I asked you how many yards he had, would you have?
No, because Fox cut away from the game too early for it.
It wasn't Fox, it was CBS.
Oh, CBS cut away from the game too early.
Yep. So yeah, no, it was I was really, really happy with the game. So I honestly had thought they had cut away from running the ball a lot earlier than they should have, but maybe I'm wrong. Because teams have success running against the Cowboys, and I just think that would be, if it were me, I would have started off running hard. But I mean, nobody's calling me to be coach, which is still really weird. I'm baffled by the fact you and I don't get calls like we should.
You don't make your wife call you coach?
Oh yeah, but not from the NFL.
Okay.
So, Eagles. You still think they're going to be? You still think they're winning the division?
No. Yeah, I still think they're winning the division. I just don't think they're a good team. I think they're going to win the division, and I think that they are going to get bounced in the first round, no matter who they play. First game they play.
One loss other than the Cowboys, and the Cowboys take first.
I know, but I do think.
In addition to the Cowboys, I mean, not
right. I do think the Cowboys. I still think the Cowboys are losing one more game. I don't know who, when, where. Could be Taylor Heineke. I don't know, but I think the Cowboys are going to lose one more game. It's not going to be this weekend. Or this Thursday. I can tell you that, but they're going to lose one more. And so yeah, I think the Eagles will still win, but I just think they're terrible. I don't even not think that they're not good. I think they're terrible. I think that they are exactly like the Minnesota Vikings.
Their schedule gets harder.
They're so lucky. Like, it's not that they
rather be lucky than good.
That game against the Colts.
I
know who says that? You know who says I'd rather be lucky than good? Dumb people. Dumb people say that. There's no way. Like, I don't like them. I think, and it's not just that the Eagles. Way overrated. How is Jalen Hurts even thought of as an MVP? Did you see him throw the ball?
I did, yes. I feel
like half the time he's bouncing it to them. Like he's playing, what's that game? Ultimate Frisbee, and he's like trying to throw it, or he's playing shortstop and he doesn't have enough arm to get it to first base, so he bounces it to first base because some little league coach told him it picks up speed when it hits the ground. That's Jalen Hurts. I don't know. I'm not buying it.
Honestly, that should have been, and that's where, everybody always talks about good teams beat bad teams the way they're supposed to be beaten, and they didn't. They've been close in their games. This is last year's Minnesota Vikings. Like, they're close, or maybe they're this year's Minnesota Vikings. I don't know. They're close. They're winning the close games, so I guess there's that. But
they're this year's Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah. So
last year's rate.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, but I don't see it as a thing. So right now, who are your teams from the NFC in the playoffs?
The NFC East. They're going to They're going to the playoffs.
All of them.
All of them. Minnesota is going to the playoffs. San Francisco is going to the playoffs, and Tampa.
Yeah, I could see that. Not Seattle, huh? Seattle's starting to drop.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Seattle rather than I'm tight. They're talking about San Francisco being one of the best teams in the NFL. They're what, 6-4 now?
I don't know, but they pose they're a bad matchup for the Cowboys.
They do. They're always.
I think there's a lot of teams that could beat San Francisco, but I think they're a bad matchup for the Cowboys.
You notice with the Cowboys, there are certain teams that are in their heads. The Cowboys can't win them. Green Bay is exactly one of them. San Francisco. Yeah.
Anyone Tom Brady plays for?
Yeah. It's like they go into the game knowing it's going to be too hard. And they try too hard and mess up.
Yeah. That's why I'm worried about the Houston Texans, honestly.
Yeah, well, we beat. When did we play them last? Was it last year or the year before we won? I'm feeling okay with that one, and that'll be the last game of the week, last game of the season. So, or no, second to last, right? Yeah, because Washington's last. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. Washington will be a good game. It always is. So
yeah.
So scores. Well, you said you had some things about some points you were talking about.
Let's hear the scores.
Our scores that we had?
Yeah.
So our scores that we had, you had 31-17. Mitch had 34-31. I had 31-29.
Wow. I think I was like way closer than anyone else, right?
Oh, like leaps and bounds. I mean, yeah.
I mean, you had a 2-point game. You had a 2-point game. Okay, so this is the reason you're going to lose 0.25 for having a 2-point game, just right away, boom, like that. But I'm not going to take any more points away from you because I don't think that's really fair. It's just when you do something super egregious, that's when we'll take points away. But I think I am going to give myself 2 points for this win. 1 point is because I've been calling this since the very beginning. I've said they're overrated. They're terrible.
We both said they're overrated.
Sucks. Huh?
All right, go ahead.
You had them in your power rankings. You had them in your power rankings. I won't even let them smell my power rankings. They're like, I think that they're garbage. They're a garbage team. So anyway, I'm giving myself a point for knowing that about Minnesota the entire time. I'm giving myself a point for being closer than either of you. And I'm also going to give Raymond Valdez a point for calling the Cowboys win. So him and I'll get 2, he'll get 1, you lose 0.25. It could have been worse, but like that's where we'll live.
Raymond Valdez was also a commenter on Facebook, correct?
Correct. Raymond Valdez said the Cowboys would win. He was the only one that said it, and so he's going to get a point as well. Said it. So he's almost in second place. He could finish the season in second place if you keep making some ridiculous statements.
All right. So
he's 1.25 behind, 1.5 behind. So yeah.
All right. This is
Anyway, that's my points.
All right. So that yeah. So there's that. I mean, I don't know. You said there was going to be a trick play in this game, where
yeah. What was it?
You had a trick play. It was going to be like the Philly special where Dak hands off to CeeDee Lamb, and then CeeDee Lamb passes to Dak, and they go over to the Viking sidelines and say, "You like that?" I think if I recall correctly.
No, not they. Just CeeDee.
Just CeeDee. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I think he was going to say, "You see that? You see that?" Like CeeDee. What was yours?
Mine was. If I recall correctly, I had a kickoff that was fumbled, and the Cowboys pick it up and return it for.
It's just ridiculous. That's stupid. What was Mitch's?
Mitch said that the Vikings would shut out the Cowboys.
Oh my gosh!
When I said How are you going to have that? How is that going to happen? You said, well, it's simple. It's simple. Cowboys won't score a point. I'm pretty sure you were calling for the Cowboys not to score a point. Had the Cowboys been shut out, you would have taken a point for that. Or given yourself a point for that, sorry.
Who knows? Who knows, man? Yeah, that was a pretty terrible call by Mitch.
You taking away one of his points?
He doesn't have any points.
You give him -1. You gave it to John Pollard.
Yeah, but he's a commenter.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. All right. So we have the Giants coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving Day. We'll
Okay.
work on a guest for tomorrow. But what do you got? What are you thinking about this game? How do you see this game going? Obviously, you're looking at a Cowboys win. It's Thanksgiving Day.
I think the Giants are fake too.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah. Well, we're going to do our out of power rankings later, but in a little bit. But I think the Giants are a terrible team. I think they're going to make the playoffs simply because they lucked out a bunch at the beginning. I think that where's this game at? In Dallas?
This is in Dallas, yeah. Thanksgiving was played in Dallas.
I think the Cowboys will win. Am I giving you a score?
Sure.
I think it is going to be 34-3.
Wow, you're going right back to the right back to 3.
Actually, I changed my mind. 34-10. 34-10. I think everybody's going to be all up in arms because the Giants jump out to a little bit of a lead, and people are going to be like, "Oh no, oh!" And and then all of a sudden.
Hey, well, I've got 37-16 as mine. I don't believe that the Giants really get a lead in this game. I think that they start out strong with Saquon. We both know Saquon's a beast. He got shut down last week. Cowboys once in a while come up good with the run, but I think their best run stop is getting ahead on points.
Yeah.
I think we've shown that it's happening now. That Dak is back. He's playing the way he should. He's doing the things he should. So I'm going with I think he's I think it's real.
Yeah, I think there's a chance that they could cut away from this game, in the fourth quarter and go to like
Heidi.
Huh?
Go over to watch Heidi.
Yeah, like Heidi, or maybe even like start showing Home Alone or something like that, some Christmas classic, maybe the Charlie Brown Christmas, and they're like, you know what, we're just going to cut away. This game's getting pretty awful because Cooper Rush is in the game again, handing the ball off to Malik Davis. Is that kid's name?
That is Malik Davis. Yep.
Yeah, handing the ball off to Malik Davis. Hey, who is that? There was a guy on the field that made a tackle for the Cowboys that I've never heard of in my life. Actually, he missed a tackle, I think. Maybe he's a linebacker or a safety.
Oh, Carter. He was the 5th round pick. Not Carter. Was it Carter?
Where did he come from? Like, why is he out there? Has he played? Is that his first snap?
It might have been. He might. I don't know. Man, I think it was Carter.
I just remember watching the game and being like, who is this guy? Why is he even out?
Clark is his last name.
Clark. Yeah, that's his name. Clark. Because I was thinking Dallas Clark. Ha ha ha. Yeah.
Yep.
But
Clark Griswold comes out at Christmas time.
Yeah.
So no, but he didn't play terrible in the end.
In the end, he was playing against second and third stringers. He was playing against other 5th round picks at that point. So we're going to do power rankings?
Sure. Yeah, we're going to do power rankings. Why wouldn't we? We always do them. Just because sometimes I forget what's next. That's what you're going with?
I don't know if that's what's next. I feel like power rankings would fit in nicely right now.
Well, they would, and they do.
Okay.
So I think we're going to go ahead. All right, yes, let's do that. Hit it. Give me power rankings.
I'm gonna say Cowboys are 1.
Yep.
The Chiefs The Kansas City Chiefs are 2, and the Miami Dolphins are 3.
Well, we're finally lining up a little bit better. We have the
Oh, you're
same
going to
three
put the Cowboys
teams.
in your power rankings for
I
the
moved
first
them
time
in.
all year?
Not the first time all year. I've had them in there before. My video just disappeared. That was weird. Yeah, no, I am.
I thought you were getting ready to do a dance in front of a green screen or something like
I
that. Like you're going to power ranking dance. Power.
Maybe next week. Maybe next week. I've got Miami as number 1 still.
What?
Okay. What? Why? Why wouldn't I? I had them last week. They had a bye.
Why would you? Because you saw some other games get played. Okay, go ahead.
And then I've got Dallas, and then I've got Kansas City. That's where I'm at right now.
So we don't have a single team the same.
We have the same 3 teams in it I don't think we've ever had the same 3 teams in the power rankings.
We don't have a single team.
No, in the same place. Correct. Yes. But we have the same 3 teams. I think we finally nailed down what 3 teams belong on the top. And I think every other power ranking system should follow our example, our lead. Because right now, these are the teams that are playing the best.
Yeah.
I don't think they should Philly's playing the best. They've got them as number 1 everywhere. I don't think they're playing the best.
No. Agreed. I don't think Buffalo's playing the best.
Agreed.
No. Yeah.
Yep. So, and I'm going to say our out of power team is probably going to be very similar.
I don't think so. Go ahead with yours.
I actually am picking the Giants, but you've already kind of alluded to the fact that you're picking the Giants.
Okay.
I mean, they lost to Detroit. Daniel Jones did not play well at all. They've got the Cowboys up. They've got a whole bunch of division games. You sold me on that last week. They've played 1, by the way, in the division against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They'll play the Cowboys twice before they play any other division game. That's insane.
And they'll be 0-2.
Yeah.
Lucky them.
So, yeah, that's where I'm going.
Yeah. I want to give the entire state of New York out of power, but I'm going to give the entire state of New Jersey out of power instead. I think the entire state of New Jersey is out of power.
Yeah, the Jets are what?
Oh, garbage, huh?
What is up with that kid? Man, they had more punts than completions.
I know.
I've never heard of such a thing.
And his passes literally, like I was making fun of Jalen Hurts bouncing his passes, but Zach Wilson's passes literally were bouncing off the turf.
Do you think you have let our audience down by some of your stupid shooting stars or seeing stars predictions? Do you think you've let our audience down?
No.
You and Zach. Yeah. You and Zach Wilson. Neither one of you let anybody down.
No, I don't think
I'm comparing you two completely.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah, I know.
I hear what you're doing. I mean, there are some similarities between me and Zach Wilson.
Right.
But performance is not one of them. Yeah.
Far.
That is not one of them. So I think the entire state of New Jersey sucks.
That's actually that's a good call. I'm giving you credit, no points, but that's a good call given the entire state of New Jersey.
You can't get points, so yes. So I just wish they actually did play in New York, so Buffalo could be in this too, because I would love to throw Buffalo in as a little teaser, because I don't think Josh Allen's that good. I think he's above average. I think he's above average, but not way above average, like barely above average. Like if who's our average quarterback? Who's our scale for an average?
We've always said Kirk Cousins is Mr. 500.
Well, he's below Kirk Cousins. I think like we need to come up with another, because Kirk has moved up a little bit this year in his.
Wow, you're putting Josh Allen below Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. I think
Kirk Cousins is above Josh. All right,
I know you disagree, but I mean he beat him head to head. Who won?
He did. Minnesota won.
Yeah, and Kirk Cousins was on one side quarterbacking that team, Josh Allen was quarterbacking the other team. Where was that game played? I don't even remember.
I don't either. I think it was played in Buffalo.
Yeah. Wow. He went into Josh Allen's home and beat him.
Wow,
And I mean,
that
made
sounds illegal.
some spectacular throws. Some spectacular throws. So anyway, yeah. So we need to come up with a new right in the middle quarterback, like
All right, we'll find one.
if you're
Apparently,
better than this
it's
guy.
not Josh Allen. So I do
I
have a
think Josh
question.
Allen's above that. I think Josh Allen's above that line, but I just don't know who that line is.
So recently, Winston, Jameis Winston said,
Winston.
huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah, recently he said, it's always been a policy that you can't lose your job by injury. Has that been a policy that you know of?
I mean, it's something John Madden would say a lot as a sports broadcaster. I don't think it was negotiated by the National Football Players Association.
Yeah. So
I think it was
not a
I think
policy.
it was, I would say commentary rather than policy. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So more of a pipe dream that you can't lose your job
Right.
due to injury. Because in any
Right.
situation, anywhere in life, you could lose your job due to injury.
Right.
Sickness, anything. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, because that's been his argument is, I thought I couldn't lose my job due to injury. Well, when the other guy's playing better than you can. Well, I don't know, he's playing better, but whatever.
I mean, isn't that Tony Romo's entire story?
Well, would we know Tom Brady if it wasn't for injury?
Right.
I mean,
yeah. So I do think Jameis should be a starter somewhere in the NFL. I think he's a little better than Zach Wilson.
yeah, little bit. Is he better? Is he better than Josh Allen?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but I would say real quick. I know we're pressed for time, but I would say he's better than 3 quarterbacks in the NFC East. I would say he's better than 3 quarterbacks in the South, his own conference. I think Brady's the only one that's better than him in the South. I think he's better than, oh, you know who's my middle guy? Jared Goff.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
New question.
Yeah.
Glory hole. You want me to go first?
Sure.
All right. I had. It was tough. I didn't really see a.
It sucks to stick somebody in it this week, huh?
It really does. So.
Oh well.
I looked at different things. I was trying to. At first, I started keeping track of little errors, but it's 40-3. So I was like, who really irked me during this game? That damn ref. And I had the ref in the glory hole. I was like, you know what? You're going to call, or I guess maybe it's New York, whoever it is, where we made him kick twice, where we made Maher kick twice. So he was going in the glory hole. And then my TV went blank and switched over to another game. I'm like, you know what? I get it. As a fan of football, as a fan of another team, I probably don't care to watch a game that's a complete blowout. But as a Cowboys fan, I do care to watch a blowout. We set a record.
It's your job.
We set a record.
It's your job.
It is, yes. As a fan, it's your job to follow that all the way to the end. And they took away my job, which takes food off my kids' plate. And my kids are hungry. Yeah. So, but anyways, I'm giving it to CBS. CBS for taking the game off the air. Yeah,
I don't get a vote.
Oh no! I'm saying my vote goes to CBS.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm giving it to CBS for taking the game off the thing when the Cowboys set a record, an internal record of the Cowboys' largest victory margin in Cowboys history, 60 some years, 62. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. CBS. Because I don't think the Cowboys made enough mistakes to have somebody sit in that glory hole for the week. I'm giving them a bye week for the glory hole.
I'm going to go. Okay, so mine went like this. I hate Dalton Schultz. That was my first thought. When he dropped that touchdown, I don't care if the guy's holding on to him. His hand is so much bigger than that ball, and I know he's got sticky gloves on. How did he drop that? It was almost like he tried catching it with the top of his hand instead of the bottom of his hand. Like, I don't know. So I was like, for sure, it's going to him. Then as the game progressed, there were a couple penalties, and penalties make me like switch to that
100%
guy
with you.
quickly. So
Yep.
Tyler Smith, I'm kind of ready for Tyron Smith to come back
Are
and
ya?
take Tyler Smith's job, because he bothers me. There's something about him that just really bothers me. So I was kind of leaning towards him. Then I wanted to give it to the Vikings, but I knew that we couldn't give it to the Vikings. That ref, I'm with you. When he made that call, I was like, you're an idiot. I thought about long and hard about Dan Quinn.
I'll bet you did.
For putting Micah Parsons back in the game after Micah Parsons was hurt once.
Why
do you put him back in?
I think Micah Parsons wanted back in the game because
who cares?
You got a backup quarterback in there. You want the sacks.
Who cares? We saw that he almost got hurt already. I was thinking, if the television left the game, if the broadcast was like, this game is done, then you need to do the same with your players. Get them out. Let Cooper Rush get hurt. Let Malik Davis get hurt.
Wow.
Let what's that guy's name that we talked about earlier in this show? Clark. Let Clark get out there and get hurt, but don't have Micah Parsons out there getting hurt. But I think I would have to go with you that CBS really, really, really deserves to be in the glory hole. And, well, no,
so pretty much didn't matter if you had a vote or not, because we were going with my choice. Yeah. So CBS in the glory hole. I don't have the picture handy, huh?
It's a unanimous choice. You don't have like the little CBS eye or whatever it is?
I probably do. I can pull it up quick.
Huh? Why is their logo a creepy eye? That should be terrifying to all of us.
I think that was like futuristic. They knew that smart TVs were coming out and they were going to start watching us.